brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show.
Nearly time for the postseason, but still a few more games to play. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal here on 2K Sports. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, their season has been sensational in so many ways up to this point. They own the second best record in the Western Conference. Shaq, how would you assess that Dallas Mavericks roster?
Well, Dirk is older, but guess what, Ernie? He's still fun to watch. He's shooting that high fadeaway, and I like to call it the 1, 2, 3 Jumper. That's German for 1, 2, 3, Ernie.
Yeah, but it's not catching on. I don't know.
1, 2, 3 Jumper.
How about Monte Ellis?
Oh, Monte Ellis is explosive. Reminds me of AI, his crossover ability, his speed to get from in to end.
Everyone in their seats here in Boston to watch the Celtics on the home court. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against Chicago. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks. Turk and Chandler up front. Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. And it's Rondo in at the point. And he gets it to go.
You can't give him that shot. And a few open looks are all it takes, and he can really get rolling.
On defense, the Celtics.
It's interesting that the Mavs almost exclusively build through free agency. They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency come July.
Here's Chandler. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
Here's the Mayor. He's guarded by Ellis. There's the pass to Slim. And he's good on the 3-ball. Slim's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Well, Clark, you look back at some of the big names they were rumored to be in on, like Jaron Williams and Dwight Howard. Those two names come to mind.
And they missed out on them, but they've always been very good about remaining flexible when they need to be with the salary cap.
Now here's Chandler, averaging 9 points per contest. 4 on the clock. Parsons passes to Rondo. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Here's the Mayor. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Rondo with it. Parsons attacking. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
And the layup just gift wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. There's a screen. Right wing for the 3. Offensive rebound. Passes to Pete. Rondo with the steal. Pass to Nowitzki. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Got that one up quick. The Mayor's got his first basket of the night.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
The drive by Rondo. Stolen. Throws it up high. Deflects the pass. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Some teams live and die by the three. Let's check out the best. Number 1, the Celtics.
Now the three-point shot has become probably the most important weapon in their arsenal. And look at the numbers. I mean, that's amazing.
Boston with the ball. They trail by 1. And the pass to Hunter. Shot clock at 6. Celtics passing it around. Slim off target from three-point range. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
Kevin, he told me that basically on the defensive end, if they can do a good job on their outside shooters, everything else should fall into place. He said, listen, if we can force them to work the ball inside on a consistent basis, we feel like we have an excellent chance to win. We'll see, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of your defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
Here's Parsons after the basket by Boston. Ellis dishes to Rondo. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Or was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game a loss to Golden State?
And I think the sort of issues they had on defense, in part at least, was a bigger factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was on the road. You have to be sharper when you go out and play as a visitor.
Yeah, everything has to be tight. You can't be loose in any aspect of your game. You're fighting against the crowd and the opponent. You've got to be tougher mentally and physically if you're going to win on the road.
Ellis can't get it to go.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Well, despite his 6'3" height, Monte Ellis is at his best operating from the mid-range in. He's a superb athlete. He can slice into the defense. Finishes with an outstanding touch around the rim.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And you talk to some coaches around the NBA, they say that Monte Ellis is the closest thing in the league right now to an Allen Iverson.
I would not disagree with that comparison, Kevin. I mean, you look at the quickness, the agility, the ability to score amidst the tall timber is really unique at his ability to finish against taller players. And you love the fearlessness. That's what really was the hallmark of Allen Iverson, and you see some of that in Ellis, too.
Austin with the ball, following the miss by Monte Ellis. Passes it to Slim. Lets it go with the three. No luck. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Down low. Here's Aminu.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah. He is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Now here's Ellis. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Parsons kicks to Barea. On the wing, Ellis. Rebound, Boston.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Here's Black Hole. Carries it from three-point range. Black Hole's got 7.
There's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Now here's Ellis, averaging 13 points a contest. Parsons passes to Stoudemire. Here's Barea, and he gets it to go from the corner. Barea's got his first points of the night. Celtics leading by 5. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Ellis, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Celtics.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assists. We're seeing great offensive movement.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Mr. Moves passes to Cool Hands. And again, Boston with the triple.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Now here's Ellis. Barea dishes to Felton. Feeds it to Barea. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Ellis. Defense right on him, and the shot is good. Boston leading by 4.
Well, you know, the news was mostly bad for the Celtics, but there was some good news last year. They announced they'll be renovating their arenas to make it more state-of-the-art.
And so it's Dallas with it. Felton kicks to Barea. Pass to Stoudemire. And Boston with the rebound.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the boards.
Here's Ellis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Monte Ellis, a scoring combo guard, with the highest career scoring average ever, Steve, for a player never to be selected as an all-star in this league.
And he's always been on that borderline. Some of it, Kevin, has to do with, you know, he's only been on a winning team 3 of his 8 seasons. 2 of those in Golden State, and then, of course, last year in Dallas. But you also think about the depth in the backcourt in the Western Conference. Boy, it's tough to make that all-star team.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first. Ellis, right side. Cuts off the pass. He lobs it up. Cashes in for a double-digit lead.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Now Barea, right now averaging 5 points a game. Count that one.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Looks like they're going to have one of those days where they can do no wrong.
Well, they haven't done anything wrong so far. Double-digit lead already.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
How about the shooting so far? It's been a clinic out there. They are lighting it up and really creating open looks for each other.
Well, Steve, there hasn't been much resistance when they've been on the offensive end, so they've taken advantage of it.
Cool Hands is out there with Flash, and it's the closer. Then there's B, and it's Mr. Moves in at the 4. Knox is in the game for the Celtics.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But, you know, they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, it's been a great pairing in Dallas between Monte Ellis and Dirk Nowitzki. As Dirk said, he's been amazing for us. He's so athletic, so fast. I knew he could score with the best of them, but the thing that surprised me is his playmaking off the pick-and-roll game. He makes my game a lot easier. Kevin, they make a great tandem.
Yeah, working together, they're a nightmare to defend, Doris. Thank you. Mavericks trail by 13. Outside Rondo. The feed now to Aminu. Chandler right side. Shot is off. Celtics leading by 13. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. That's good. The closer's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's been a huge discrepancy between these teams and their effectiveness from the three-point line.
Ben, you really notice it at that end of the floor where they continue to get open looks and knock them down.
Now, here's Aminu. Taken away. Here's the closer, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Wow, they are just red hot, guys, not missing a thing.
Sometimes you see a player get on a tear like this, Steve, but never an entire team.
Cool hands really making a difference here.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you know, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13. And this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And Dallas with a change here, too. Parsons checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter.
And you look at the legacy of success for the Mavs, you have to go back to 2000 to find the last time they had a losing season. Even in 2013, in what they termed a disappointing year, they went 500 in the cutthroat Western Conference. Pretty impressive.
So it's the Celtics now. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. P passes to Battiston. Here's P. His three-pointers off the mark. And you look at how much ownership can impact the team's fortunes the first 20 years for the Mavericks. They cracked 506 times, but they've done it in every season under current ownership.
Well, I know ownership is important, partner, but come on now. They do have Dirk Nowitzki, and he has a lot to do with that winning record as well. But no question about it, the Mavericks are clearly a first-rate franchise, and everybody from ownership on down can take pride in it.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
And Parsons gets it to go.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
And so it's Boston with it. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Out left to the wing. Here's Swim. Misses the three. Blackhole passes to P. It's good from long range. P's got his third basket of the night right there.
You know, the more these three-pointers continue to drop, the more you can sense the frustration coming from this defense.
No question. No matter what they've thrown at them, they've not been able to take that shot away.
And Parsons kicks to Rondo. The dish to Parsons. 6 to shoot. There's the block. They recover it. They get it again. Felton kicks to Parsons. Dallas moving it around. Back to Rondo. Parsons outside. He dishes it to Felton. Left side, Felton. Nowitzki, that's for 2. Good. A nice assist from Felton. That's now 8 points for Nowitzki. And so it's Boston with it. They led by as many as 18 points. P. He's covered by Rondo. Here's P. The 19-footer is on the money. P's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Mavericks trailed by 17. Felton dishes to Rondo. Nowitzki sets a screen for Rondo. Now Chandler inside. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
And blocked. But he stays with it. Here's P. Drills the elbow jumper. P's got 12 in the game.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Boston making some changes. The general comes in for Slim, and Martin subbed in for P. Dallas also making some changes. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Chandler. Ellis comes in for Raymond Felton, and Barea subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Now here is Martin. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game.
Now, how exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
Dallas calls timeout. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
Last season they had a very easy time with this club. And of course, being East versus West, they only got to face them twice, but I'm sure they wish they had them on the schedule more often.
He's checked in for the Celtics. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. He said to them, goal number one is to drive the lane and put pressure on them inside. That's where he wants their scoring to come from. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thanks again, Doris. Steve was talking before we got into that little segment there about playing them more, and it was 2 games last year, 2 wins. It's probably a safe assumption they've got a lot of confidence heading into this first meeting, Clark, this year.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they appear to be at opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of talent, but nothing's ever a sure thing, Kevin. That's why we play the game.
I like that. Good. Al Farouk Aminu. He's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. P. Guarded by Berea. Clark, can you believe it? A point guard. Soar like that.
Man, I tell you what, that's a major elevation there. That's a power finish for a player at any position.
Well, he is not afraid to take it inside. We know that.
Shot to stop the drought, and it's Stoudemire missing.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. With this pause in the action, let's show you the NBA's highest scoring teams since the All-Star break. Number 1, the Celtics.
They seem to have gotten much more comfortable with each other because their production in this span has really been impressive.
Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Aminu, the pass to Berea. And Aminu kicks to Ellis. Ellis, left side. Clock at 4. No good off the front iron.
Their free throw attempts have really fallen off here in the second quarter. Not as aggressive.
Yeah, if they want to avoid going into the half with this deficit, they need to stop settling for these long jump shots and attack the rim.
P passes the baddest one. Fires the 3. And good on the basket. Hook it. Baddest one's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle has demonstrated his versatility throughout his coaching stops in Detroit, Indiana, and Dallas. Not really a system coach. He adapts to the talent that he has on each individual team and goes accordingly.
Boston's gone 4-7 on 3-point shots in the second quarter. Pass to P. Now the pass to the general. Goes up on the high post. And again, it's Boston converted.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Dallas shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. And here's Berea. Dishes to Ellis. To halt the run. And the jumper is on the mark. Ellis has got 8 points.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
P, guarded by Berea. P, that's good.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Here's Ellis. No good. Great D that time from Martin. That will count. And he hits the buzzer beater.
What a humongous shot to cap their run going into the break. They finished off that half on a roll.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Celtics out in front, just dominating this one. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. A fantastic game from P in this one.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow and rhythm he's playing with here.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Ellis is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Chandler in at the 5 spot. And he gets it to go.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you have to just take what's there, and as long as you're moving the ball and getting good shots, that's all that matters.
Now here's Rondo, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Rajon Rondo, one of the NBA's elite playmakers. He's led the league in assists per game twice in the last 3 seasons. Great at keeping his dribble alive and forcing the defense to react.
Here is Slim. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. From deep three-point range. Nice ball movement by Boston. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Nowitzki. And for Rondo Clark, he has said, in essence, the piling up assists instead of points is his way of being different.
Well, we know he likes to go to the beat of his own drum. He's very intelligent. He's a tremendous basketball player with a great IQ. It's interesting, though. Some have even accused him of being too unselfish when it comes to assists. So you got to be careful how you look at that. And he's always going to do it his way. So we'll watch and see how it plays out.
Boy, did they work together well on that fast break.
There's the screen. Hunter, the pass to Black Hole. The 10-footer. Fires for 3. And that's collected by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
This is the time they wanted to mount the rally and really get back into it, and they're starting to produce.
Yeah, you can't wait until the fourth quarter to make progress, Steve. This is the second half run they want to keep on rolling with.
Here we are, 2 games left before the start of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the possible field. Taking a look at Boston. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, there's the Bulls sitting directly below them, just 1 spot down.
Looking at Boston, they're not just a pleasant surprise this year, Steve. They're a huge surprise.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who picked them to make this kind of noise from the beginning of the year. They've had a phenomenal run.
Now here's Rondo. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the foul on P. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And it's Rondo penetrating. Nobody near Parsons.
Finally a miss, but still 4 for 5 shooting to start this third quarter.
There's the triple. There's the bucket. Good. 6 points for Slim.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
For Dallas, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
Well, the Celtics certainly played with a lot of passion last year. They got off to a start that few thought they would achieve, but even playing with passion can't cover up the holes in the roster.
B's checked in for the Celtics. And so it's Dallas with it. That one goes. Count it.
They've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his his team in that last huddle. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Nowitzki. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. He then went on to tell them he wants to use their fast break offense to its full effect, saying, "We can run these guys into the ground." Clearly some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you for that, Doris.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Slim passes to B. Here's the mayor. Out left to the wing. P. He's guarded by Ellis. Nice step back to get it off. 23 points for P.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Rondo dishes to Nowitzki. The drive by Rondo. The rebound by the Celtics. The mayor's got his third rebound tonight. B, the pass to P. The tray. And that one's good. P's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Here's Rondo. Soft touch off the glass.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in.
Soar like that.
Man, I tell you what, that's a major elevation there. That's a power finish for a player at any position.
Well, he is not afraid to take it inside. We know that.
So it's the Mavericks now, following the bucket by the Celtics. Kicks to Ellis. 6 on the shot clock. And that is good. Ellis has got 14 points for the game.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And that one's good. 31 points for P.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Rondo kicks to Chandler. Celtics on offense. They're on a 15-6 run. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
How nice was that alley-oop? Those two really have a good connection.
Yeah, read each other so well. It's a play I'm sure, Clark, they love to run.
And as the receiver, he didn't feel like he had the need to go for the monster finish. Just laying it in, making sure he got the points.
Here's Ellis after the basket by Boston. Again, the Mavericks score.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
For Boston, they've gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Right wing, shoots it. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 33 points for P.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
And it's Rondo penetrating. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, it's been said about Rajon Rondo that he's the smartest guy in the room and also might be the most stubborn. He's got a terrific IQ for the game, but he's opinionated. We've seen him butt heads with coaches in high school, college, and the pros, but that certainly doesn't take away from his greatness. He's a winner, a champion, and a terrific point guard.
Well, you're right. It has fueled his rise, whether it was at Kentucky, growing up in Louisville, or certainly playing with the Boston Celtics. Among some very important players, Hall of Famers like Allen and Garnett and Paul Pierce. He may have needed a little bit of that just to kind of clear the clutter and show that he could be a leader.
And Rondo has said he'd like to be a coach when his playing days are done, despite his dust-ups with former coach Doc Rivers. He says he studied his ways and learned a lot from him. Definitely a lot of respect there.
Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Dallas. And Rondo had said that his knee injury has made him humbler and certainly more appreciative of the NBA and his God-given gifts, and not skipping steps in his approach now to the game.
Yeah, but he did skip a flight with the Celtics last season. He stayed in L.A. to celebrate his birthday. That's not exactly how you want to go about your work.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
I got to find something to write.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Execute it to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Well, unless you're the team getting dunked on, of course.
And here are the Mavericks now after the basket by Boston. Good. Barea got 6.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Here's Coolhams, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Coolhams. He has 12 points and 1 rebound. He's knocking down threes as effectively as twos, and that's saying something.
Yeah, because he's been good all over the floor. So valuable to this offense.
Black Hole's checked in for B. Outside, Felton. And the layup's good off the glass.
The only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest seemed easy.
They are enjoying, Steve, a commanding lead.
Well, and it gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest, which is so critical during this grueling NBA season.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild every year.
Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
Offensive rebound. That's good. And that's now 11 points for Black Hole.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
Barea kicks to Aminu. He feeds it to Villanueva. Stoudemire in the post. No one near Felton as he lets it go. The three-pointer off the mark. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Celtics out in front, running away with it. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. In a moment now to check out our State Farm assist of the game, and what a pass it was by a talented point guard.
Well, this is what he does. This is the kind of plays he's known for, Kevin.
Get out there with Black Hole, and there's Mr. Moves. Then it's P, and it's Hunter in at the shooting guard position. That's the Boston 5. Shot's good. Villanueva's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Mavs.
Now you got to love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
Celtics shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. It's Martin on the wing. Drains it from beyond the arc.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Now here is Harris. Three-pointer. The offensive rebound. Evans kicks to Jefferson. Harris dishes to Felton. Screen by Villanueva. Felton the pass to Evans. Dallas moving the ball around. And Jefferson wide open. He shoots. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Passes it to Hunter. Inside. Here's P. Again, the Celtics good for two.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Harris kicks to Felton. Screen by Villanueva. Felton dishes to Harris. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap up since the start of the second half. They're starting to find the range.
Steve, the lasers are starting to do their thing. That's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Here's the mayor. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And one other thing I would add is the they're showing great touch on some of those 15, 17 footers.
Good on the shot. He's got 38 points.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
The offense looking much more crisp here. They're taking better care of the basketball.
Boston making some changes. P's checked in for Blackhole. The general comes in for P. And the closer subbed in for the mayor. Martin goes in. The layup missed.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him. Talk about a terrific game. For B, he has 8 points and a block. It's such a benefit to them when he plays this kind of game.
Well, totally unexpected, but he has been very valuable to his team.
And now Martin pushing it up. No one back.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
You know, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Now here is Harris. Felton the pass to Harris. That's good. Harris has got 5 points in the quarter.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. From the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, you know the old saying. You've heard a number of commentators say it. You live by the three, you die by the three. But lately, more and more teams are casting their lot with the long ball, especially from the corner. Three-point attempts have been steadily rising for a quarter century now, and last season, for the third season in a row, a new record was set with the league averaging over 21 attempts from behind the arc per game.
And it's Evans missing. Boston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. There's the lob to the hoop. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning, too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. He put it on an absolute platter for him.
And it's Harris off the drive. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Mr. Moves. Outside Martin. 6 on the shot clock. No good. Some solid defense from Harris. And going back to the rise of the three you guys were talking about, new records set all the time as the NBA embracing a somewhat more European style of play where, Steve, floor spacing is paramount.
Well, some people, Kevin, think that the three-pointer is still undervalued. I mean, you look at the top 15 teams in three-pointers made last season, all but 4 of them were playoff teams.
Dallas making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. And so it's Boston with it. Outside Martin. And he bangs it home with...
Oh, man, that was a circus dunk.
Here is Harris after the basket by Boston. A sweet little floater. Celtics have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Really getting it done. Martin attacking. It's rebounded by Dallas. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that Cleveland game turns out.
Nice ball movement by Boston. It's up a 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And it's Harris off the drive. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Cool hands checked in for Martin.
Substitution for Celtics. Cool hands.
Here's Jefferson. Drills the baseline jumper.
He had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Boston's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. There's the pick. Pass to the general. Lets it go from deep. And he gets the bucket.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
Jumps up. Finishes the freak with a slam.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And so here is Dallas following the bucket by the Celtics. And Chandler throws it down.
Tell you what, coaches love to see that kind of hustle, guys. I mean, getting after it on the offensive board, that's always a winning play.
Absolutely.
Now, coaches love to see the hustle, but the fans love to see the dunk.
Here's Cool Hands. Here's the closer. And again, Boston with the triple.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're key. Keeping the ball moving, the defense hasn't been able to set up.
Now here is Harris. It's blocked. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark. Well, some said the day of the center had come and gone, but I don't think that's quite the case. We don't have the depth at that position that existed in the past, but you look at guys like Marc Gasol, Roy Hibbert, Joakim Noah, there are still some excellent centers in this league. I should mention Dwight Howard, of course, too.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, Steve and Kevin, you guys got to love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, sure is. And when all 5 guys, Clark, are threats to score, that makes it so tough on the defense because now you can't account for everybody when the ball is moving so quickly.
Here's Harris after the basket by Boston. It's Jefferson outside. Another 3 for Dallas. They have been really controlling this one.
Well, now's not the time to get complacent, though, Kevin. You've got to continue to put your foot on the gas pedal.
Out to the right wing. Here's Mr. Moves. Here's the general. And there's the call on Jefferson. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Celtics.
Fewer miscues made the difference, Clark.
Yeah, I thought the fact they minimized their turnovers was huge. It was a terrific all-around effort.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for P. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything really to stop him.
In the corner, it's Jefferson. No good on the triple. Boston shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Here's P, and it's Boston with another.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Harris kicks to Villanueva. Now here is Harris. He's tightly guarded, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gap anytime, but especially when you're behind.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for P. He's got 42 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is raining down the threes, guys. You know how much I love to see this.
Both good from the line that time. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. They get it back. Chandler, the layup off target.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. P passes to Battistone. Here's P. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Devin Harris. The first one falls. So he makes both from the line. 11 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Outside Felton. To end the run. Off the mark. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, P.